All right, so we've got Benny Johnson here with a post saying that President Trump newly declassified election documents show Venezuela had compromised election infrastructure dating back to 2004. Intelligence community reporting from 2004 to 2020 documented persistent concerns about Venezuelan government manipulation of electronic voting systems and potential national security implications for the U.S. election infrastructure. The intelligence established that Venezuelan government officials developed and sustained interest in and likely some capability in manipulating electronic voting systems, including Smartmatic. Yeah, Smartmatic is the Venezuelan. This one was, I think Smartmatic was created in Florida, but from people from Venezuela, and somewhat also developed in conjunction with people in Venezuela at the time. But since it was, I think they started it in Florida, but it was very obviously like it had Venezuelan people working on it to influence electoral outcomes in Venezuela. Holy shit. Here's a video, so we'll watch this video and see what he says.
Landscape forever with a...
Dude, did Asman cover this? I wonder what Asman thought of this.
Live address from the White House that broke the entire internet, but was banned on corporate TV. ABC, NBC, and CNN refused to cover it.
Asman hasn't been on in 2 days. Oh, well, no wonder this happened.
In this bombshell, President Trump made a number of shocking, hard evidenced claims because he released the actual CIA evidence, the way that elections are stolen in our country and how foreign nations can steal our country and how insecure electronic voting actually is, how much we need the SAVE Act. Trump says that the FBI reported that China attempted to manufacture fake ballots for Joe Biden in 2020. President Trump releases bombshell. China attempting to manufacture...
Insecure election. Insecure like a white girl surrounded by minorities, right, guys?
Fake ballot. Chinese government production of export fraudulent U.S. driver's license to Chinese sympathizers in the United States in order to create tens of thousands of fraudulent mail-in votes for presidential candidate Joe Biden in 2020. And they hid this evidence from the American people. They hid it from you. And there it is. China used CCP assets in U.S. media and social media to incite the BLM uprising. They said that Iran did this
because oh my god, I just realized that was kind of that I was realizing people are gonna take that out of context, because she doesn't have the buffs that they do. Social standing, not that she's gonna get stabbed. Well, maybe if, okay, hold on, maybe if they're from outside of the country, then maybe. If they're from certain countries, then yeah, you know, fair enough. You know what, I was right. Fair enough.
As well, I'll show you the documents. Ahead of the 2020 presidential election, China had an extensive plans to utilize potential cyber operations especially to sway American public opinion against,
especially if she's from like France or like the UK. Oh yeah, for sure then.
Donald Trump, alleging that white people hate black people, inciting demonstrations and marches against racial divisions, increasing the level of conflict between police and anti-racist activists, feeding any sense the U.S. law enforcement resents people of color. Look at that. So all of the libtards.
You know, I wonder, actually, hold on. I need to look this up. I'm curious the answer to this question. It's a very interesting question. How have the rates? Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy fuck! I asked for data. I made a research bot to look up the data non-normative gender identification by race and how much it's increased. For black people, 115%. So from the years 2014 to 2023, there was a 115% increase for blacks in identifying as like, non-binary, this isn't really like gay. This is like non-binary, trans, like xenogender, whatever. It's 115% increase for blacks. For Hispanics, it's 181 percentage increase. Can you guess white girls? It's over 9,000. It's over 1,000. It's 1,024, which is like, that's crazy. That's crazy, right? And my theory around this has always been, this was like the joke, and I was reminded of this because of my joke earlier, but my theory behind it was that when the battlefield for girls, the guys don't really apply as much to this, it's mostly girls, but when the battlefield for girls changed into one of identity, with white people being the least valued in their hierarchy of identity, white white girls had the only thing they could do is say that they were some kind of non-conformative sexuality, which then put them above the racial category. Does that make sense? So like this data makes sense, right? Because if you're a young white girl and everyone's like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, you're white, you're a colonizer or whatever, right? And then the girl goes, actually guys, I'm non-binary, and they're like, oh, okay, like welcome to the club. Do you see how it tracks? Like that idea tracks with that? Yeah. That's what the joke was about, by the way. It was about how if you have a white girl in a room full of minorities, she's gonna be like, well, I don't have any buffs, you know? That was a joke.
Person that shared a BLM black square, you are a Chinese asset. You are also probably an Iranian asset, as has been declassified here. Foreign threats to the U.S. election. It goes through how Russia, Iran, and China are all trying to rig the election. China was trying to rig the election against Donald Trump, and so was Iran. Okay, so Iran didn't want
gentlemen, with a heavy heart and deep regret must inform you all women. Well, this has been a woman thing for like ever, to be honest. So like okay, so when it comes to like young people, men participate in direct competition where a man is like, I'm better than you at fucking this video game, get fucked, bitch, like you suck, you know, like your rating is ass, right? But then with women, it's like different. It's like a social fight. This is why like you always see the trope in like video, like not just in like shows, right, where you have like the dudes are like going to war. Like the dudes are going to war. They're challenging each other to duels, and then women are like in the court, like, you know, in the royal court, and they're just being like, yeah, you know, that girl, she's such a bitch, right? And then they play like this kind of like social venom, like gameplay. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, just a modern version of it.
When China didn't want Trump to win. What was Iran doing? So Iran was trying.
Yeah, and the reason why women support the current thing is because there's social currency. So if you think of it as social currency and hierarchy, everything makes sense. What did I say before? Think about capability, think about incentive, and think about end goal. The end goal is to be the top of the woman hierarchy because it's the best social standing to be in. The incentive is to do whatever it takes to increase your status within like the group of women, right? And the capability, they're not going to kill each other. You can't do that, right? So what else is there to do, right? So if you have the intersection of those things, you can see how, okay, well, so if I buy in to the entire gender non-conforming thing, then that increases my status, which I can't raise the status of my race because everybody hates white people. So the only way for me to raise my status is by assuming an identity that does confirm to me those benefits while washing away the aspects that make me negative. Right, because once she's like non-binary, she can say that she's oppressed. And so now that she's oppressed, she can join the fight for the pyramid. Do you understand?
To attack Donald Trump using civil unrest, domestic protests, racial justice, mail-in voting, and the administration's handling of COVID.
It's a very feminine like action to seek a social resolution to a problem.
The Supreme Leader actually authorized this. So if you were
So sorry, I know I'm pausing so much, but it's because I'm thinking, you know, like stream of consciousness and stuff. And this is the reason, by the way, while women are more likely to social posture, right? Well, women are more likely to say, oh my God, that's like so bad. Like I care so much. Or, oh my God, like, are you a bad person? Oh my God. Right. Because all of these things are signaling like they're signaling that you're better than other people. Do you understand? I'm a much better person because I say this thing, which is why women are ultra susceptible to this kind of a thing.
Domestic protests, racial.
I mean, look at the Supreme Court justice. Oh, if I just say the thing, it will protect me. If I just like stop being so harsh, it'll protect me, right? You can, guys, like you can see this throughout society, and not even throughout society, throughout all societies. Have you guys seen those Chinese court dramas? Have you guys seen Apothecary Diaries? It's literally like that in there. That's China or China, Japan, whatever, Asia, random. Yeah, Road to Empress, like all of these things. Yeah, exactly. You've seen court drama, right? You've seen the thing where the mean girls are in the court, like, oh my God, like, can you believe like can you believe that girl's so poor? Or like her, she doesn't come from a good upbringing. Oh my God, her family doesn't have money. Like you see that kind of shit happen too, right? In like Western stories of nobility. You see it all over the place. This has been a thing forever in society because this is how women fight. Women PvP too. They just PvP in a completely different way than men. So when like women see men like wrestling and getting into a bar fight and women are like, oh my God, men. It's like, shut up. You're doing the same thing just in a womanly way. Everybody knows it.
Justice, mail-in voting, and the administration's handling of COVID pandemic. The Supreme Leader actually authorized this. So if you were sharing libtard memes, masking memes, BLM memes, social justice memes, you were doing the will of the jihadist, Iranian, bloodthirsty, death to America crowd. Good job. Great job, everyone. Or the Chi-Coms. Incredible. It's all now available on...
I think the only people that don't care are autistic people, actually. Now that I think about it, I think the only people that don't care are autistic people, because autistic people are just like, don't really care about the social thing. They're just kind of like, I just do my thing and I want to do this thing because I like it and I'm just going to keep doing it.
Whitehouse.gov election integrity website, election integrity here. So there are a ton of documents
that's why they have no power over me. Like they can get mad at me and try to blacklist me and like mean girl me all they want. And it does nothing because I don't really care. I just want to make a cool game.
It's released. There are thousands of documents actually that just released. So we're just getting like the little bits and pieces of them rolling in right now. Let's just take the top line here from the president's team. Declassified documents show that in the 2020 cycle, China carried out the largest compromise of election data in history. They took effectively the voter files of every American. Names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote, engage in nefarious activities. Evil. Even when significant evidence of fraud had been detected and buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight, the FBI files detailing evidence of massive fraud operation in Michigan. They kicked in the door of and then the FBI completely covered up. FBI agents working on the case believe that crimes were committed, but Joe Biden slow-walked the investigation for years. Kash Patel has got to get it done. They said they're not going to cover the speech, Donald Trump says. They don't like the topic. How corrupt our system is, we got to pull their broadcast licenses. So here we go. Put it together. These disclosures reveal that an election system is broken and vulnerable.
These disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible.
They'll keep defending
Hundreds
it,
of millions of U.S. voter files
These people are so lost
in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking.
You could tell them that the sky was blue and they'd still argue with you. Actually, it's not. Sometimes it's orange.
Manipulation and corruption. China and other countries have been trying to meddle in our elections. Evidence of fraud has been buried. Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls, and yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail.
Jeez.
He's pissed. You can see it here too, by the way. So some of the files that we've downloaded, summary of the intelligence reporting for Venezuela's electronic manipulation capabilities. Oh, I thought this was this was safe and secure, and it was the safest and most secure election ever. Turns out that's not true. They were lying to us the whole time. Here's directly from the CIA.
No, really? They were lying again?
Smartmatic was used to manipulate election results using pre-programmed voting machines. These machines were deployed in 300 voting centers. This is talking about Venezuela's election. Traditionally pro-Chavez areas to ensure the voting machine was he won by approximately 1.5 million votes. He ended up winning by 1.6 million votes. So they plugged in the algorithm into the machines. The machines created fake ballots, fake votes, and he was able to win. And they assess, the intelligence community, that the Venezuelan government manipulation of electronic voting systems and potential national security implications for U.S. elections and infrastructure. The intelligence community established that the Venezuelan government officials developed sustained interest in likely capability of manipulating electronic voting systems, including Smartmatic technology. There it is. Insane. And that this could, at scale, this could rig elections in the United States. That's what this says. We have it now. We have the documents. No one can call us election deniers. We have the documents. Beijing's effort to shape U.S. policy.
They talked so much shit about us for so long. They said that we were awful people, that we were delusional, that none of this was real. They keep doing it over and over again. They keep being proven wrong. It's almost like if you do exactly the opposite of what they say, you're more likely to be right.
In China. This goes through how Beijing is hoovering up all this.
Fuck, I'm gonna die, huh? I'm gonna die. I got one COVID injection. I'm fucking dead, aren't I?
Evidence in order to blackmail American politicians and administration officials. So it's like the full Eric Swalwell vulnerabilities of U.S. elections and infrastructure. Again, this is saying that Russia and China.
Like NATO Kanase, I heard that was is that true? NATO Kanase is like from NATO, right? I heard that was good. Is that real? Should I do that?
And Iran are trying to hack our elections, and that they can hack our elections because of, look, they're playing Doom on a voting machine because everything is connected to the internet. It's all electronic. And that this could, they don't have proof of it, but they could rig our elections through electronic voting machines. You need to get
I keep saying it, man. Those damn riggers, you know what I mean?
rid of these machines. And then DHS released these numbers, insane numbers. 250,000 non-citizens are eligible or registered to vote. Of course, they're not eligible. They're illegally here, and they are illegally voting in our election. Georgia, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, deceased and non-citizen voters. Even in Republican states, you have thousands of non-citizens voting, or at least registered. President Trump just like going ballistic on all of this. Amazing. 250,000 non-citizens illegally registered in just 4 states. Insane. I can't believe the documents of that. I can't believe it's real. It's finally out there.
Confidence by confronting vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly. And that's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China has signed a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country.
They sounded exactly like that. True.
The FBI claiming to run a shadow government. Crazy. The big picture is this. We don't have secure elections. That our foreign enemies can hack our elections and do so very easily through birthright citizenship, through electronic voting, through shipping in fake driver's licenses, through BLM and left-wing organizations. And so we have to fix it. That's the main takeaway from all of this.
Yep.
Join us in fixing it. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like a dog with a bone, man. This is the issue of our time. Mm-hmm. The Western civilization will fall, fail, or will be renewed if we can fix this issue and make sure only Americans vote in our elections. I can't believe it's come to this, but here it is. This is our fight. Join the channel, like, share, and subscribe. It's your boy, Benny.
Man.